All right, we're just around the corner from the latest Tao Daily Tarot read. But as usual, here's your little heads up report for you. At this point, you are being called to be flexible because you realize that you're going to have to kind of maneuver your way through this thing called life. You are absolutely exhausted. You've played the game. You're absolutely, totally beat. You're willing to walk away. But again, the key is flexibility. And the answer is much simpler than what you might think at first. I'll give you all the details coming up in a moment. Well, hello and welcome to this brand new edition of the Tao Daily Tarot. Glad to have you with me, whether you're a first-timer or you've been coming here regularly over the past couple of months. Either way, thank you. Either way, remember, always when you're here at the channel, like. That's very important. You know, the thumbs up thing, that's very important for the folks at YouTube. If you're a first-timer, like, subscribe, share. Again, they need those numbers, and you will be helping me immensely. Thank you in advance. Now, what separates this tarot reading from other tarot readings is the fact that I do archetypal readings. I basically take a look at the images, and then at that point, translate them as directly as I can. I also look at energies, the energy of coming, going, pushing, pulling. You go, wait a minute, wait, with the energy of coming, going, pushing, pulling, stop and think about your life. Throughout the day, things are coming to you, going away. Things are pushing and pulling, especially if you have kids, right? So these energies are around you all the time, and what I try to do is give you what I call the energetic weather report. I give you these energies like you would have a weather forecast. If you lived in an area where the weather was variable, you want to know, is it going to be raining? Is it snowing? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? How do I dress for the day? This tarot reading is meant to be that same thing, but energetically. How do I prepare to navigate my life? And so I give you the basic energies, the profile, and then you take that information and apply it to your life. That puts you in control. One of the other things that makes this reading different is I do something called the Hyper Shuffle. You will see that in just a moment. And I try to squeeze this reading in about 10 minutes, give or take a minute or two, because you have a busy life. You have things to do. Yes, I know it's COVID and all that kind of stuff, but if you have kids or any kind of an active social life, there's still people to see, things to do, right? So 10 minutes, give or take. So we got that all set up, got the basics, good. I was mentioning the Hyper Shuffle. Let's get to it. And there you go. That is the Hyper Shuffle. Let's get to the reading for you today. We begin with a really nice oracle card, and that is flexibility. Wow, number 19, which translates to a number 1. So this is an initiator energy. That is to say, this is something that you probably need. In fact, actually, we all do these days. There's so much strangeness happening all over the place from all kinds of directions. Flexibility is mandatory these days. So that is the overall oracle card. That's the temperature, if you will, of the reading. Flexibility. Keep that in mind. All righty. So now we go from here to the Queen of Cups. This, for me, this card is the ultimate love card. Now, people go, well, yeah, but Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. Well, true. True. That's very important. But the Ace of Cups, for me, very often speaks of self-love, because you'll notice in that card, the cup is running over, it's overflowing. And for any of that to happen, you have to love yourself. You can't give to somebody what you don't have. So you got to love yourself to be able to love anybody else. The Queen says she is the personification of self-love. Subsequently, she is the most loving card in the deck, as far as I'm concerned. Question is it a situation where you need to love yourself more? Or could there be somebody coming into your life or in your life that you are recognizing as your Queen of Cups? As I call it, the Master Love card. We go from there. Energy coming, going, by the way, that's where we are right now. The Lovers. Ooh. The Lovers. That's a choice. In the original days, in the early days of tarot reading, the Lovers was originally called the Choice. So, here we go. All of us have a masculine, feminine side. You see a man and woman there. Is this a question of making a choice for somebody else, or making a choice for yourself, or making a choice to love? Alrighty, going with that energy in your life, choosing to love as opposed to being afraid. So we do have a very heavy, could be romantic, but it's also a question of love, love in its truest essence. We have that idea going right now, percolating in the background. And here we have the Two of Swords. We have Ace of Swords, two of them crossed at the heart. Right? Meaning, swords are ideas. Swords are thoughts. Swords are imaginations. It's our brain stuff. And crossed at the heart says that there is maybe kind of a conflict between what you're feeling and what you're thinking. And there's a decision that has to be made. Takes me back to what we were just talking about, the Queen of Hearts, and we were talking about the Lovers. Is it somebody in your life who you are choosing to love? Or is that person maybe you? There's a lot of fear in the world these days, and fear is the surest thing to kill love. Maybe what you're deciding right now is to say, you know what, I'm going to live in love, and I'm going to be flexible about how I deal with this situation. Remember, that's the basic theme. And we have here the High Priestess. The High Priestess is intuition. It's not thoughts, it's intuition, it's knowing, it's feeling. That may indeed be what you are going through. Remember, yesterday we were doing the reading and we were saying we're out of this Aquarius time. Aquarius is an air sign, meaning a lot of thought, and there has been over the past few weeks for sure. But the sun is into Pisces, and we're headed towards a new moon in Pisces coming up in the middle of March. Maybe the indication is, with all this love stuff and the Two of Swords, and now we have the High Priestess, maybe we need to focus on the Pisces side of us, the intuitive side, the emotional side, and that will give us the flexibility. Maybe that's what we need to deal with, emotional flexibility. We go here to the ever-popular King of Pentacles. Yes, this is the guy that delivers. This is the guy that has all of the material things. But again, remember, Pentacles are what you love. It's not simply money. Yes, we need money to live. Yes, it is part of our 3D experience. But what is it that you truly love? And I think when we're talking about being flexible, I think at this point, at least up till the new moon in Pisces, a couple of weeks down the road, maybe you need to step into your emotions, step into your intuition, use that Pisces energy, and recalibrate what's important to you. All right. Remember, be flexible. Yes, I know, we need money to live, but we've been doing that kind of thing for a while, and it doesn't seem to be working out all that well for all that many people. But that's your decision, And we move on to the next card that amplifies, and it's the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands says, man, I don't have any more passion. I'm tired. I surrender. But that is not a bad thing at all. That is not a bad thing at all. And the reason it's not a bad thing at all is because of the fact that I think trying to be in the system is exhausting. Trying to play the game that everybody else apparently is playing is exhausting. And sooner or later, you just don't have it anymore. And so what you're doing is you're saying to yourself at least, I'm planting my flag in the sand. I can't do this anymore. I am just bone weary tired. Okay? So that's part of that situation. And then we wrap it up with the vice versa card in reverse. We wrap up the reading with the vice versa card, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Meaning that at this point, There are setbacks. You might be too focused on work. You might be too focused on just trying to make it in the 3D. And you're turning your back on those values. You're saying, okay, I've played the game. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Doesn't seem like I'm getting anywhere. It doesn't seem like I'm winning. I'm done. I'm done. So this is why you need to be flexible. This is why I think as we're in the Pisces time here and headed towards the Pisces new moon coming up in a couple of weeks, I think that you need to look intuitively, emotionally, find that inner balance that will give you a much better quality of life. And at this point, I think that is the pentacle that just about everybody is experiencing. They want not necessarily more, but better quality. Yeah, sometimes less is more. That's what you have to figure out. That's why you need to be flexible. And that's the reading for today. Alrighty, very good. So again, please like, share, subscribe. And if we don't get together tomorrow, I do a brand new reading every single day. So if we don't get together tomorrow, the next time we get together, between now and then, I wish you blessings.